So obviously, Bills Mafia paid very close attention to the Tennessee Titans New England Patriots game, and for the most part, that game was a slaughter. The Patriots did a phenomenal job winning that game. I know a lot of Bills Mafia fans will definitely are definitely optimistic. They will definitely, for the most part, from what I'm seeing on Facebook and Twitter and even YouTube commentary, hearing a lot of things saying that, hey, the Patriots have some holes that the Buffalo Bills can expose. And maybe so, right? Maybe I got to go back. Maybe I have to watch the game. But the Patriots, for the most part, again, do they do anything great? Defensively, they play very well. They can play very, very well. For this particular game, I don't even think that it was that much. I don't think it was that great. But it was a very good performance. And I think that that's one thing that I can sit up here and say is that it was very, very, very good on offense. It was good on defense, and it was good on special teams. They don't do anything to mess up, and that is the New England Patriots. Their identity for the most part is just, again, take care of the football, run the football, and for the most part, play defense, play really good defense, right? For the most part, offensively, don't mess up the defensive momentum. Don't mess up the game's momentum, right? They rely a lot on their defense to make plays. Again, offensively, Mac Jones takes care of the football. They can run the football extremely well. They have a very physical offensive line, but they don't really do anything special. But they don't do anything that's going to mess up their chances. And and the New England Patriots have gotten so much better at that, especially in the midseason. Now, have the Patriots caught some breaks as far as who they've played? Absolutely. But again, this is the National Football League. The Buffalo Bills have had an easy schedule, right? We've had one of the easiest, according to the NFL and Pro Football Focus, we've had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, and yet look at our record, we're 7-4. So it's the NFL. It is what it is. People get hurt. It's just it is what it is. But obviously, next week, moving on forward, next week not this week, but the following week on Monday, we will be playing here Monday night. I will be going to that game. And this is arguably the biggest game of our NFL football season, because if the Patriots win this game, I think that they have secured the division, right? Even if we split with the New England Patriots, this would be a big momentum changer if we lose this game to the New England Patriots there. I think the Patriots will grab this division if they beat us on Monday night. But if we win this game, I think that, again, this might come down to literally the last week, because the Patriots, looking at their schedule, looking at the way that they've played, they have found their rhythm. They have found the rhythm. They found their identity. And last year, it was around, I want to say probably even after the two losses that we had in October, we got into a rhythm and we took it one step. We took it like one step. We took it one more step and we became an elite football team. That's New England Patriots this year, right? They have found that rhythm. They finally found what really works for them, that sweet spot, and they took it up one step. But it's very important that we have to get that W against New England. It is a very important game on Monday night, guys. But the Patriots, again, played very well. Mac Jones played the best game so far of his young NFL career. Shout out Alabama, Roll Tide. But again, offensively, Mac Jones played great. It was just turnovers, right? Turnovers, missed kicks from Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee had a lot of uncharacteristic things during this football game compared to when we played against them. And even the Titans, with two backup running backs, they had over close to 300 yards rushing in this game. So Tennessee pretty much did everything that they normally would do, but just too many missed opportunities, too many turnovers, which again, if you do that to New England, Bill Belichick and that Patriots defense, they're going to make you pay. That team's going to make you pay every single time. But give credit to Mac Jones, Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers, right? Those guys stepped up very, very huge for the New England Patriots. They didn't have to rely on their running game. And I think that can be scary because they have proven that they're not just one-dimensional. They can kill you in a lot of different ways. But the most consistent thing that we've learned so far about the New England Patriots is that you can't mess up. Right? Buffalo has had rough patches, whether it was against the Jacksonville Jaguars, or whether it was the second half against the Tennessee Titans, whether it was the Indianapolis Colts, right? Or the Pittsburgh Steelers, the first game of the season. If you play inconsistent, if you have turnovers, if you mess up on special teams, if this is one of those nights where Buffalo just can't get things right, if nothing goes their way, the Patriots are not only going to beat us, they're going to kill us. So we have to play on top of our A game. This is also going to be another game that the offense needs to step up, right? The Patriots have a top 5 defense. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL. But for the first half of this year, the Bills defense has been the sole catalyst of why we've been so successful. Now, it's not like 2019 where the Bills offense couldn't do a damn thing, right? And they really solely had to rely on the defense, but still, right? The defense, you can make an argument, has been the biggest reason why we're up to this point. Our Bills offense has been trying to figure out what type of identity we have, right? Can we run the football more consistently? Can you know what type of routes, what type of receiving concepts should I receive? Do we have to kind of put in our offense to make them to make them successful, to put them in the right positions, right? Josh Allen has not played his best ball, right? Our receivers have not played their best ball. Brian Daboll, and he'll be the first one to tell you, has not been that consistent as far as calling plays, as far as setting up game plans, and the most important part, setting up adjustments, right? Making those adjustments against teams that have figured out how to stop the Buffalo Bills offense. He's struggled with offensive adjustments. Now, we've lost personnel such as Spencer Brown. We have the Ike Bucker, Feliciano was out. So we've tried to figure out things. We've been experimenting with things lately, but this is the time where the Bills offense has to step up. We need that old Bills offense in order for us to be a part, because our defense, probably had one bad game, maybe one or two bad games the entire year. Our offense has just been up and down. We can't rely on the defense to just be the main reason why we win our football games, especially with Tre'Davious White being out for the rest of the season, right? Levi Wallace is going to have to step up in number one. Dane Jackson or DeMar Hallam or whoever they're going to pick up. The point is that you're going to see a regression in our secondary, and teams might be a little bit more aggressive in the air, throwing the football through the air against our secondary. And our secondary has been our main strength. That's what we want. We wanted teams to throw the football with Tre'Davious White. Now that he's gone, I actually kind of want them to run the ball, but the problem is that we have not been strong in the run game. I believe we're going to be getting Star Lotulelei back, so that's very good, having your best run stuffer back. But still, the Patriots are a very scary football team. They're a very good football team, and it's a team that you can't afford to make mistakes. Offensively, now is the time for them to step up. They need to put it into second drive. They need to put it into second gear in order for us to potentially not just win this game, but maybe take a grasp hold of this division and try to go for that number one seed, because it still is there. The number one seed is still obtainable, and we have to play our best ball moving forward in order for us to grasp it. If we don't, and if we continue to play like how we've been doing the first half of the year, just inconsistent football, we'll barely be a playoff team. We won't hold this advantage. We won't hold the playoff position. And who knows, we might just get bounced out. So we need to play our best ball moving forward. No excuses. Let's go, Buffalo.